Hey, how's it going guys? Ricky Summer here, and today I've come back in time to play Wukong for the very first time. But first, a message from our sponsor.
Tech Funk. Hack your hygiene.
Okay, the results of the poll are in, and as predicted, overwhelmingly, you guys wanted to see Wukong first. So here we go. What I know about Wukong is his monkey man, I believe, and he makes a clone, and that's pretty much it. Interestingly enough, this I did not expect, but interestingly enough, the comments on that poll, a lot of people were like, yo, he's good, but he's kind of boring. Interesting if true. So the way I interpret that is maybe he's too powerful, like he's powerful but without much interest, unlike Protea, who is powerful but you're frantic, you're always doing something. It's a spammy frame, so it's fun. So let's jump into the abilities and let's see what Wukong's all about. Passive. After taking fatal damage, Wukong automatically uses one of his mastered survival techniques. These techniques can only be invoked 3 times per mission. One of his mastered survival techniques is, okay, so I'm assuming this is like just a revival or something, but we'll have to read into this further. Celestial Twin, here we go. Shredding part of himself, Wukong creates a twin to fight by his side. Attack at range, and the twin will melee. Pull a blade and the twin will lay down covering fire. Use again to command the twin to attack a target with increased damage. What? Okay, so this is basically, this is like having the Umbra frame. Oh, this is cool. Alright, I think I'm gonna like this one. That's very interesting. That's my sort of thing. I like turrets, I like minions. Yes, okay, Cloud Walker. Evaporate into a cloud of mist and float through the battlefield, dazing any enemies encountered while healing Wukong and his twin. Hold on. We need to go back to the twin for a second. Health multiplier, boosted damage. Right. It doesn't have a time limit, but it does drain. So efficiency. We'll have that twin out the whole time. Oh, this could be huge. Okay, Defy. Wukong and his twin. So it seems like the twin is the frame. It's such a huge part of it because all the abilities seem to pertain to the twin. Interesting. Wukong and his twin become invulnerable and defy enemies to attack. All damage is captured, stored, and dealt back in a single furious strike of Wukong's staff. Bonus armor is then granted relative to the damage captured. All right, last one. Primal Fury. Oh, it's a simple one. Summon the Iron Staff and unleash Fury. Okay, so this is giving me heavy vibes of Excalibur Umbra. For what little I know of that, it's giving me some little vibes. Okay, let's have a look at some of the tips here. Change the focus of Wukong's Celestial Twin by recasting the ability on an enemy. Doing so increases the damage dealt by the twin and can be especially useful when dealing with higher priority targets. Okay. So like, heavier boys, bosses. Hold Celestial Twin to dismiss the existing twin. Good to know. Cast Cloud Walker to bypass security cameras and traverse through laser barriers? Oh, that's big tier. Cloud Walker heals Wukong based on distance moved in cloud form. Escape and reposition during tough combat encounters. Reemerge ready to fight. So like he could be a huge hit and run frame. Okay, so far, like, we'll see how the individual plays, but so far, like, this sounds really interesting. I'm not seeing how it could be boring, but we have to play the frame. Primal Fury's Iron Staff can be separately modded in the arsenal. Okay, Wukong's passive has 5 possible survival techniques. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Primal Forces, triple elemental damage for 60 seconds. Heavenly Cloak, invisible for 30 seconds. Cosmic Armor, invulnerable for 30 seconds. Monkey Luck. Monkey. Extra loot drops for 60 seconds. Sly Alchemy. Yo, that was my nickname in high school. Orbs, 4 times more effective for 60 seconds. Incredible. Incredible if true. Okay, so let's have a look at modding real quick. No, hang on. Let's have a look at... hang on, can be modded independently. Are you sure? Maybe we have to rank up a little bit first. Because Because we haven't unlocked it. Okay, so once we unlock Primal Fury, I'm sure we'll be able to mod it. Gotcha. So, straight off the bat, I mean, what's his health like? Health is 150. Big armor tier. You know what? I'm just gonna go... Hang on, what do we got in the way of, Vizarin? Well, first, let's throw an aura on there. Unfortunately, Rifle Lamp is all I've got in the way of, Madurai, so we'll throw that on there. I want ability duration. Well, you know what? I'm going to throw ability duration on there and see if it affects anything. Oh, the duration of Cloudwalker. I'm not super clear on what that does. Hang on. Maybe it's the days. How long they're dazed for. Okay, let's get rid of that. We want Streamline. And we want it right there. Yeah, so from 25 down to 17.5. That's pretty huge. I'm very pleased about that. Let's also throw Flow in there as well. And just for now, because I don't know how survivable or otherwise we're going to be, let's do Vitality. And we can fit one more, potentially. What else have we got? You know what? Just for now, I'm going to throw Augur Accord on there. Just to fill out the slots there. And hopefully give us a little more survivability. We'll put on our Arcanes, of course. And let's jump in to Survival. Alright, I'm not going to make the same mistake I made last time by going to a much harder Survival than I could handle. So we're just in Titan here. And let's test out our new twin ability. Alright, okay. We're twinning now, boys. We're twinning now. So if I switch to melee, if I'm meleeing, yo, he's Amprexing. But is it Amprex, like, ranked up and modded the way I have it? Oh, yes. Yes, sir. So if we go nuts melee. Oh, yes. Does this even drain? Are we draining or what? Because we're at doesn't look like we're draining. Yo, Kuka Cloudwalker already. Okay, alright, okay. I'm gonna say so far I'm really into this. I really like this. Okay. Let's friggin' Cloudwalk, boys. Oh, we're fast. We're fast as hell. Okay, so it only lasts for a hot second. I gotcha. Let's slide into the DMs. Now, yes, this is only Titan survival. It's not big tier survival. But okay. So far, I was fully expecting. Okay. Hold up. I was fully expecting to struggle to keep the twin out. But we're twinning at all times. And it's freaking glorious. It's your boy, Twin Lord. Ability unlocked Defy already! It's the fastest level up sequence anyone has ever seen in the history of Warframe. Okay. Let's give the twin a break. Let's go big tier Amprex. He do be twinning. He do be twinning. Yo! Oh, this is huge. This is huge. This means I'm just thinking, man. I'm just thinking like we could have so much like variety in our builds here. We could be like a big tier weapon frame. Hear me out. We go sniper, and thus the twin uses the melee. You know, or vice versa. That's so friggin' rad. I love that concept. I really do. I pogged out of my gourd. I mean, you guys saw it. I pogged out of my gourd when I jumped out as the operator in the sacrifice, and Umbro was just like killing it on his own. That's so cool. That's what I want every frame to do. Honestly, that's really engaging gameplay to me. Even if it's not like super functional, like it just tickles me in a delicious little way. Anyway, we've got Defy, so we may as well use it. Please allow me to defy all expectations. Okay, like it's got some grand spackle to it. Hold on, I need to double check what that actually does. And it's to become invulnerable and defy enemies to attack. All damages captured, stored, and dealt in a single furious strike. Gotcha. So is it a single thing? Hang on, let me try this. I smack it. Okay, we take damage in like, what, a 2-3 second time span, and then we just push it out. Okay, so a nice, like, close AoE. Cool. Yeah, I can deal with that. I can deal with that. Celestial Twin has upgraded. Magnificent, if true. Please, sir. I'm gonna go back to melee, because I think, honestly, I quite like the Twin using Amprex. It tickles me in a naughty little way. Hello, sir. Hello. Yes, this is Wukong. Welcome to the squad. Let's grab some life support, if no one disagrees. You know what? I quite like that 3. Yeah. Like, if I'm going in melee, if I'm doing the melee focus and letting the Twin do Amprex, or whatever the Twin so desires to use. Yeah, I can see the 3 being, like, I'm using it all the time. I'm not running out of energy at all. That surprised me. That surprised me. Let's get Misted, please, sir. I am Misty from the original Pokemon television series. Get Misted. I am now Mist. I am a shadow. Hello, sir. You know what I haven't tried? I haven't tried focusing the Twin. Armor. That armor bonus. Okay. Twin Daddy. Destroy that Lord. Look at him go. Look at him go. I mean, look, Amprex is still enormous tier, make no mistake. But, this is ridiculous! Welcome to already being rank 12. You know what? I don't want to, look, I don't want to pitch one off too soon here. But I genuinely feel like Wukong could potentially go into the regular rotation for me. Please, sir, this is a Wendy's. And I am Wendy herself. I have become Wendy, destroyer of Grenier. Okay, so I'm reviving Frank, and the clone continues to do its thing. That's fantastic. Okay, so just out of curiosity, if I switch to melee, for example, and go invulnerable, yep, he's still doing his thing. I love this so much. This is so good. Really, really interesting frame concept. I'm here for it. I honestly am. Oh, yes, sir. Oh, yes. I hope you're ready for primal freaking fury. Let's do this. Let's do this. Yes, the Iron Staff. Independently moddable. Is it just up? It's just up. Does it drain? I think that's how it works. Please, sir. Let's go. Okay. It does trash damage. Good to know. Okay. Well, hang on. Hang on. We've got some abilities to try out, right? So that's our forward little dongus. Pretty standard. What if I do the 3? Does that change at all? Nah, probably not. Okay. Still enormous if true. You know what? I could see myself getting into this. I think I understand why people might find him boring. Because he's just kind of a ridiculous powerhouse. So block, and okay, we do this slam thing. If we've got the aim held. Magnificent. Okay, look, the staff isn't like incredibly my sort of thing. But like I said, I'm really interested in the independent modability of it. I really like that mechanic. I like when frames have their own special little thing that you can mod, like Mesa's regulators and that sort of thing. Alright, so what have we learned? Wukong's kinda nuts. I spent 10 minutes in survival and we're at rank 17 already. A far cry from the long slog that was Oberon. Celestial Twin makes this frame for me. That's a huge concept. Even outside of its effectiveness, just the idea of Celestial Twin, I really, really like. And the fact that I never ever ran out of energy during those 10 minutes of survival, it just is just huge. I love that the Celestial Twin will do the opposite of what you're doing. Melee if you're doing range, range if you're doing melee. That is so cool. That means that you can really put together a build, like assuming, I'm still not super clear on if it uses like a standard version of your equipment or if it does use the modded version. If it uses the modded version, then that means you could put together a synergistic build between your melee and ranged that could be absolutely huge. You guys let me know in the comments if that is true. I'll do a stream before we finish up the video, so I'll get an indication of that from chat as well. That alone is just really tickling my jimmies, and it's making me think about all these cool ideas. Cloud Walker seems useful. You know, it's been a while since I've played a frame and immediately gone, yes, yes, yes. You know, everything here, I can immediately see a use for it.
Is that a pun?
Orders.
I will attempt to bypass this fault.
Cloud Walker. So I need to pay attention more, essentially. But I didn't die at all, you know, and I didn't get close to death either. So maybe Cloud Walker's doing his job, or maybe Wukong is just so ridiculously overpowered anyway. Defy, you know, I mean, you saw me spamming it. I actually, you know, I found a lot of use out of this, and if it keeps bumping up our armor as well, bonus armor is then granted relative to the damage captured. Cool. Yeah, to just like straight up slide into a group of enemies, hit 3, and and things die, and you don't. Magnificent. The only one I'm not super, you know, crazy about is Primal Fury. And hang on, is it rank 25 already? What the? Okay, once we mod up Primal Fury, I'm sure it's gonna be fine. Summon the Iron Staff and unleash Fury. I can't get rid of that, huh? That seems fair enough. Okay. So, Conditional Overload, plus 20% melee damage per status type affecting the target. I mean, if we've got different statuses on our melee and ranged, and we're applying both because of the twin, that could be huge, right? Attack speed, Mabes, heavy Mabes energy, Fever Strike, you know, just some elemental stuff, why not? Molten Impact. Let's do it. Let's just go, like, some gas damage, or corrosive, maybe? Let's do corrosive, why not? Critical chance, hang on, let's have a look at the critical chance is 25%. You know what that means. Big crits for big boys. 25% attack speed for 20 seconds on critical hit. Critical chance times 2 for heavy attacks. Critical chance on heavy attacks. I need some more like crit stuff for melee, I tell you what. But let's throw that on there, why not? Oh, pressure point. I should put pressure point on. Hello. All right. So that's my staff build for the moment, but you know, we'll tweak that, make no mistake. In terms of additional, well, I can't really fit much else. Orders. I can't really fit much else on here, but there you go. We'll leave that for now. I really like Wukong. It's time to do the time jump. Let's rank this individual up. It's gonna take no time at all. I'll get I'll get your thoughts from chat. Cool frame, cool frame. All right, see you after the time jump. And we're back. All right, so we've just done the stream. It's the same day of the stream. And side note, I've now experienced the Call of the Tempestari and done the quest, and but that's a whole other story. Let's talk about Wukong. So I've gotten some interesting information vis-a-vis Wukong.
Visualizing a bloody battle.
Me too.
Orders. So I now understand what you mean by his boring, like his how do I put that? Like he's very powerful, and it's easy to kind of turn your brain off and not have to worry about it too much. He's a pseudo almost AFK frame, and just as like a side note, you guys in the chat explained a little better to me the way the Spectres worked. I kind of just assumed that they were a very basic vanilla, here's an individual to come on and fight with you. But yeah, apparently you can actually like copy your loadout into the Spectre, so a very specific frame with a very specific loadout will follow you along. So it was suggested that I slap Wisp onto a Spectre and have it follow me around. And we also mused that we could put Wukong on a Spectre, and according to chat at least, it is confirmed that you can be Wukong making a clone and have a Spectre of Wukong also with a clone. So double clone, baby, incredible. It was also confirmed that, remember I asked at the start of the video, does the clone use your modded weapons or a generic version of the weapon? it does use the modded weapon apparently. So yes, what I was musing with like the potential for like big synergies is legitimate. Also, I was told that you can get the clone to use your secondary weapon. So in this case, a Tomos. I thought it was just swapping between your main weapon and melee, but apparently it's whatever you last use. So if you're switching between main and secondary, then it'll use the secondary, or you like use the main when you use secondary or whatever, you know? So that's very interesting. That being said, I really quite like the idea of the clone using Stolter. Doesn't seem to use the alt fire, which I didn't really expect that it would. But still, like kind of like Stolter's fairly powerful anyway, and it is kind of fun to just see the pew, 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 pulse shot of Stolter going off everywhere while I'm meleeing or, you know, atomosing, whatever. I was also told that the Iron Staff is not that useful. I was told that 4 isn't like a great ability. A lot of people tend not to use it. I haven't really found it. I've been using it is what I'm trying to say. How good it is, I can't really say. But yeah, people are saying that 4 isn't great, so the staff isn't that useful. And I inquired as to whether the mods on the Iron Staff affect Defy, and apparently they don't. So because I mean you're physically using the staff in the animation when you use Defy. But apparently it doesn't use the mods that are slotted on the Iron Staff. Unfortunately, that would have been great, but alas. Okay, so let's have a look at mods.
Your chosen Warframe suits you.
Orders.
Ha.
Alright, so I was advised against using ability strength, and I totally understand why. Ability strength affects health in the case of the clone, for example, and it's not very useful, really. It just like ups it to like 3.6 times health multiplier. What we really want is damage, and we can't really directly affect the clone's damage. So what we've done instead is we've gone for ability duration, which means we can cloud walk for just over 1 second more than we could before, and Defy lasts again over an additional second, on top of what we already had, so 3.18 seconds instead of 2. So we've got also what's the word I'm looking for? Stretch, flow, reach, ability range. Range is was the word I'm looking for. So we've got a bigger stun radius on the cloud, and more radius on Defy. So Defy now, like we're hanging out, delaying the big hit for a little longer, and it's gonna hit wider. In terms of Primal Fury, I mean its energy per second, its drain is a little bit lowered. Why is that? What are we doing there? Is that because of duration? It is because of duration. See, that's an odd correlation, but apparently that's how it works. All right, so that's fine. So we can use Primal Fury for a little bit longer. That's okay, but still, like it seems like, hang on, we can increase the damage of Primal Fury with ability strength, but that's not what we're doing because we're focusing more on the clone sort of gameplay. All right. Also, like Rifle Amp actually makes sense in this case because if we're meleeing, then you know the clone's going to be rifling. It's let's just get into survival. Let's friggin' do it, man. All right, let's get the clone out and let's get shit done. So what I'd like to try first up is let's pull out the secondary, and then we'll go to melee. He's pulled out the secondary. There we go. It works. Chat did not lie. Chat knows what's up. So we can just hang around and watch shit go down, huh? Look at this. Look at this. Isn't it friggin' beautiful, man? It's beautiful, man. So we're doing a relic run here. Because why not? Why would we not? You know, I ask you sincerely. Why even not? I've also just as a side note. That's a trio of side notes for those keeping track. Please know. I've turned on streamer mode, which I didn't realize the extent of what it does. I thought it just like, I don't know, protected your username or something. I don't know. But yeah, apparently it also makes Space Mum you know, not purple. Which, you know, I like things that are purple, but for the sake of spoilers, I guess just in case we get anyone new on stream or whatnot, you know, we're not going to have that as a giveaway, which is, you know, it's kind of nice. I quite like that that's an option in there. I feel like I've learned a lot this week, in this week's stream in particular. Anyway, like, the fact that we're not even talking about the frame, I think, is indicative of the fact that it's just so autopilot-y. Hey, look at that. Would you look at that? Not even thinking, just completed a challenge.
Fortune favors the bold, and there ain't none so bold as people with nothing to lose.
Thanks, Space Aunt. All right, let's swap out here. Let's go to let's go back to Stolter, and then hang on. I like watching it switch. Look at this. Look at this. He's just going to friggin' town, man. It's beautiful. You love to see it. You do love to see it. Look at us go. Blast damage. I mean, Wukong. Whenever we have to do multiple forms of damage, I feel like Wukong's the strat. I love it. I love it. He's like, I think Wukong's gonna be my new gun frame, honestly. He doesn't strike me as like, he's not super powerful. Like, he hasn't got those, for example, Mesa just melts things, right? Protea just melts things with the artillery that is actually a turret. Don't you try to fool me. I know a turret when I see it. Even if it only lasts 3 seconds, it's still a turret. You know, the candle that burns twice as bright burns half as long. You can't convince me otherwise. Now, Wukong hasn't got like that big tier energy. He's not going to melt individuals. That being said, he's just like a good solid frame that apparently never dies, is what I'm given to understand. And that's like, straight up, I don't know what dying as Wukong feels like, because I've never experienced it, you know? And wouldn't it be magnificent if I never do experience it ever? Hold on, before we continue, a message from the future. 2021 is the year of hygiene, so I went back to the future to visit John and Matt at TechFunk and brought back some heckin' rad soap. Meet the Squad, Conforminator, Foam Chomsky, Imposter Syndrome, Spectrum, Black Swan, and Dover Clean. It's all natural, handmade, so it feels nice and rugged in your hand. Some soaps give me dry, flaky skin on my palms, but TechFunk does not. I gotta say, they felt really good to use, and they smell great too. They don't have that traditional soapy aroma to them. Check out the all-natural Quad Squad, Shower Team 6 bundle, or build your own bundle and save on your order. I gotta say, working with John from TechFunk was a great experience as well. I found out he's a big fan of X4 and MechWarrior, so, you know, kindred spirits. I do highly recommend TechFunk. Go to techfunk.com/discount/retro or enter retro at checkout for 20% off your order. Put a little fun into your soap and hack your hygiene. Alright, so you know what? I get it. I get why a lot of you say Wukong is boring to play. He doesn't feel like he has the huge damage potential to be really thrilling and bombastic and overpowered. And on the other hand, he's not really that involved, like mechanics gameplay wise. He doesn't require really much thinking at all to play. Like a lot of other frames are a little more fun to play because they're harder to play, you know? Like, you've got to really be on. You've got to be switched on to make sure you don't die. Or maybe just their toolkit is very spammy, like Protea. Protea is really, really fun to play while also being very powerful. You know, that's why she's currently my favorite frame. And similar thing with Nidus. So I get it. I get why a lot of you don't really like playing Wukong. He's, like, I still like him though, you know? He's definitely not going to be, like, in the main rotation. I don't think he's not going to be my top frame, my most played frame. That being said, like, if I really just want to, like, if I got a hankering to just play around with some guns and be a little less focused on abilities, I feel like Wukong is a strong contender. Furthermore, I feel like he's kind of just a bit of a, and I don't mean this in a negative sense, it feels like kind of a vanilla generic frame in the sense that if I want to play Warframe but I can't really decide which frame I want to play, I could see myself defaulting to Wukong because he's just kind of solid in the middle, non-committal. He's got some abilities. He's also really focused on guns because of his abilities. It's just kind of a fun little spectacle that you could turn your brain off and be like, yo, I got a clone who's shooting things, and that's kind of fun. That's kind of cool. Anyway, Wukong, there you go. Let me know in the comments, what do you think of my build? What would you do different? Share your builds, your tips and tricks with Wukong. And where do you think, he sits in your roster? Is he one of your favorites? I've had some of you actually say that he's like your main as well, which is great to hear. But for the moment, guys, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to gently caress that like button, taste the game, be excellent to each other, and I'll see you next time. Ricky Summer, out.